Hello everybody, XPGamesNL here, back with another Fire Emblem Builder tutorial. Today, as someone asked me in the comment section, I'm going to do a tutorial on how to make your own chapter in Fire Emblem Builder. Now, this is actually one of my favorite things to do when making a Fire Emblem Rom hack, since I am pretty good to decent at making chapters and event editing, because event editing is one of the most important aspects of a Fire Emblem ROM hack, probably, because event editing has a huge role to play in the gameplay of a Fire Emblem hack. Now, some of the key elements to a Fire Emblem hack are, of course, the characters, the stats, the music, and the maps. But one of the other key aesthetics is, of course, the chapter itself and what events take place. And so today the title of the video might just be only about chapter editor, but to edit a chapter you will also need some events, otherwise it's going to look like a standard FE8 chapter. So the first part of the video is literally editing the chapter, seeing what we can do to edit the chapter, and the second part of the video is going to be mainly about editing events and loading commands within the game. For those of you who are unaware, FEBuilder has this nice feature where you have a list of commands that you can load, and you sort of can make your own list of commands that you trigger one after another, so that you can create your own events, in-game cutscenes, etc, etc. Some commands are definitely necessary to start a chapter, others are not. I'm going to cover most of the basics of how to create a chapter. So the first part of this video will be covering the settings of the chapter, then we'll go to event editing, and we'll round the video off by getting some conditions in, such as turn conditions, talk conditions, and range conditions. You'll see what I'm talking about when we get there. So first of all, this is where you want to start when making a chapter or editing a chapter. I've loaded the same tutorial ROM as always, but I've imported the pirate map from Fire Emblem 7. As you can see, the chapter is still called The Bandits of Borgo, but I just wanted a nice map so you guys don't have to look at the standard vanilla FE8 stuff. Just some fun things. So as you can see, there's a lot of text and a lot of numbers on the screen over here. I think this is this screen contains the most amount of text and numbers we've ever seen in any of these tutorials. Don't worry, a lot of this is actually unused in Fire Emblem 8. For an example, where my mouse is right now, the tactics evaluation and the experience evaluation, that is unused, standard is unused in FE8. This you don't have to worry about, as well as this. This is only for when you play Fire Emblem 7, but this is a Fire Emblem 8 ROM, so we don't have to worry about all of this. So, as usual, we'll cover every single bit of text what we can find over here, and we're going to take a look at what it all does. So, as usual, we start in the top left corner, but as you can see over here, what I'm actually going to tell you about this, don't worry about all of this right here. The only thing that it does is it changes the palette of the map. For people that are unaware, there are different palettes for a map in Fire Emblem GBA. For an example, if I change the palette here, ooh, that's pretty cursed. But every sort of map has a standard palette, and you can change that over here, but I recommend changing it in the map editor, because there the corresponding palette is with the corresponding map. And you could also like say, well, I wanted to change, you shouldn't change this. As you can see, a lot of stuff goes wrong when changing this. Tile animation is the water that moves, etc, etc. Don't change anything up here, because if you do, then a lot could go wrong. So let's keep this all the same. If you really wanted to change the map, for an example, you wanted to change the palette, you could go to the map editor. I'll make a video about that as well, about making a custom map. But for now, we're going to just focus on creating your own chapter and not focus on the palette of the map, etc., etc. So this is the map changes. You should also keep your mouse away from this actually, because these are all standard settings by FEBuilder, and these are always different. You shouldn't mess with that. If you do, then a lot of stuff could go wrong. Where we actually going to start this chapter editor is over here. This is the fog level. Here you can set the amount of fog there is in a chapter. Now, as it says here, specify the fog level. 0 is no fog, so you have a clear vision. 1 is slight, 1 squares, the strongest fog, and that is just how far you can look into the fog for regular classes. I wouldn't change this. Let's take a look at Victims of War. Victims of War has fog level 3, which means that you can see 3 squares ahead in the fog. Now, for early game chapters, it might be fun to just do 4, so you can see 4 squares ahead if you're making a Fog of War chapter. But later in the game, you might want to say, well, I want to turn the difficulty up, and let's make it only 2 or even 1 tile of fog. For now, we're going to keep the weather clear because I don't like Fog of War, and I want everyone to see what we put on the map. So yeah, we're not going to get fog on the map, but if you want to, you can set it to 1, getting the thickest fog, and the higher the number, the more you can see ahead in the fog. Enable battle preparations. Just does exactly, it does the same as the name implies. Enable battle preparations. When this is 1, you will always get a battle preparation screen. In Fire Emblem 8, the battle preparations are unlocked at chapter 4. Where is... It doesn't say that here. Oh, it's unused in this game. Well, then it is... that is probably because you have a command for calling a preparation screen. But in Fire Emblem 7, you can actually... it does call for the preparation screen. Or it does... This has to be set in order to enable battle preparations. There's no command for that. So if you're making a Fire Emblem 7 ROM hack, you would want to tick this box if you want to go for battle preparations. We're not going for battle preparations now, so let's get that. Let's keep it like that. The chapter title, every single title in the game, or every single chapter title in the game, is an image in standard Fire Emblem Game Boy Advance. There's actually a patch that changes the chapter title image into text, and you can just type in a couple of letters, and then the chapter title is automatically loaded in the text. I won't touch this, but if you wanted to shovel around, you could do that. Just that. I'll keep it like this, and this is only for Hector. Also unused in this Fire Emblem 8 because there's no Hector in Fire Emblem 8 as far as I'm aware. So actually in this top left corner, aside from the fog, there's not much that you should touch. Initial coordinates is where the map, or where the map starts automatically. If you want the camera to pan a certain way, you should change this, but if you're just following this tutorial, you should not worry about that too much. The weather is actually pretty funny. You can start off a chapter with a weather condition. Weather conditions in Fire Emblem 8 are actually unused, but they are fully functional, and I can actually program weather if I would like. So I actually want to go for the lava weather because it gives a little cool vibe. You'll see in game what I mean, but the lava weather is sort of the lava weather, you'll see what I mean by that, but you can start a map with weather. Not recommended because it's pretty shitty if you do so. I'd rather set it with the turn condition, but it's fun to experiment with. Then we have the difficulty. Now the difficulty, I don't know if that it does change throughout the game. This is the extra bonus levels enemies get when playing through the game. You could change this, but I'm not gonna do that now. You could change that. That's for the difficulty. The farther you get into the game, the higher levels the hard mode enemies become. For an example, there are +4 levels here. That's the highest you find in the game, I guess. So if you wanted to change the difficulty, you could do that, making Sacred Stones a little bit harder. The standard enemy levels would just go like this. They're like -4. You could turn that number up so you can make the generic enemies stronger on easy mode. You could do that. We're not going to edit that now. So, this is the player face music. And this is just overall the music in the game. You could set this to whatever you would like. Well, I don't like Distant Roads for the entirety of Erica's arc. So we're actually going to for Truth, Despair, and Hope. And as enemy theme, we'll go for From the Darkness. Those are some of my favorite themes. You have also the NPC music, and this is actually player face background music 2, enemy face background music 2. There is a command for that, so you could actually make it so that the music in the game changes halfway through. There's a command for that. So if we wanted to do that after we reach like this area over here, we could make the music change if we wanted to. I'm not going to do that now, but the possibility to change it is there. So now we have this. Oh, this is the secondary. This is actually the secondary music. If flag 4 is enabled, then that song will play for both enemy and player face. So you can set a second map theme for both the player and the enemy when the flag is set. So if you want to make an epic final map that first starts with the final battle music from Fire Emblem 8 and then make it change into Twilight of the Gods, you could do that. Then there is this. It's hidden a little bit hidden away in the downmost part of the chapter editor, but this is the destructible wall HP. As the name says, this is the amount of health a breakable wall or snag has. You could change that to be higher numbers. The farther you get into the game, the higher the HP becomes. 50 over here. It changes the farther you get into the game. I'm not going to touch that now because I don't see any breakable walls here. But you could change that if you wanted to. Alright, so now we have covered all of this. The only thing that we're going to have to cover is this. The map names, event ID. The map name is just leftover data, it says, or that's the second. This is the map name. This is just a string of text. This is also what that patch that I talked about that changes the images into text. This string, number 163, is used for that. You could change it to like the protected, but I do not have the patch installed, so the new like chapter name will not display. World map event, if I were you, I wouldn't touch that. Because if you do, then the game becomes a little bit buggy. Just don't touch that when you do not know what you're doing. The chapter number. This is this is just the chapter number for in-game. And you can actually select a lot of this. You can get chapter 0, chapter 0x, 1, 1x, etc, etc. You could just select everything up to 47x. So yeah, you have to play around with that. I'll keep it at chapter 3. So, nothing changing there. There is actually, underneath the chapter number, something neat I use in my Fire Emblem Rom hack as well. It is the victory background music #foes left. What this does is, You see this one over here. That means that when there is one enemy left on the map, the victory music starts to play. You know that nice little fiddly song that plays after you've almost completed the map? Well, you actually can increase the amount of enemies, and so the chapter victory theme starts to play earlier, or you could make it like Shadow Dragon, where you first need to destroy all of the enemy's army before the song plays. We could make it so that there are 3 enemies left before the song plays. That's a nice little addition, so it kicks in earlier, and if you combine that with the gameplay, then it can have a pretty nice touch. In the regular Chapter 3 of Fire Emblem 8, there is a mercenary in the final room with the boss, and that mercenary, you have to take it down. There's no way you're not taking down that mercenary unless you carefully plan and kill the boss within so much time, but it's really hard to avoid that mercenary. So what you could also say is like, well, this is the final room of the chapter. We could actually set it to 2, so when we approach the final room, we already know that we have won. That's something you could combine with gameplay, but it's nice to see that you can actually have more enemies on the map and let the victory music play. Oh, dark before initial event. You can fade to black or fade to map. Keep it on fade to black, otherwise it might cause for a little bit of glitchy stuff. Clear condition. This is only in displayed in the status menu. This is only text. This is not the clear condition itself. We'll go for defeat all bandits and defeat enemy. That will be the new chapter goal. The mini map, let's go defeat boss. And this is only for when making a defense chapter, the amount of turns you need to defend. Of course, this is not a defensive map, but if we go to a defending map like Last Hope, you need to survive 14 turns, and actually you can set a unit to defend here. If you do, they get that little blue crystal next to them. A little blue crystal icon, meaning that you have to protect them. That's pretty fun. Oh, and this is the withdrawal point underneath the unit defender. The withdrawal point will display a little arrow where you can mark an escape point with. So if you have to escape from a map, so you're making like a fleeing chapter or something, you can set the coords over here. We're not going to, or actually we can do that right now. Let's go put it like, let's put it on Fargus, the tile in which in Fire Emblem 7 you would usually find Fargus. Let's put it over here. So that is the withdrawal point. That is actually all there is to the chapter editor. Let's move on to the event editor. So let's go to the event editor. If we go to FEBuilder, we can actually just the chapter editor real quick. We're going to the main screen, the simple menu. Let's go to the simple menu real quick. There we go. If you have the simple menu, there's actually a very simple way to get to the event editor, or at least the starting event editor, and that is just by clicking start event right here. And where we end up is this very special screen over here, which I have completely cleared out. This is completely blank right now. That is due to the fact that I have said I've deleted everything, so I can show you guys how to actually do the chapter. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to load our units. So let's first load the enemy units. Let's switch screens real quick. So we're going to go to the, let's take a look, where is it? Well, we're going to the command menu, and the command menu actually has a lot of commands. If I were to go over all of them, I would be making a 2-hour-long video. There's so much commands in FEBuilder. You don't want to know actually how much there are. If I can quickly take a look. at where they actually are. There you go. So these, oh, this is actually the screen where we can see a lot of the commands. As you can see, this is only a part, and it says show all over here. There are a lot of commands. I could try and scroll down, and at the moment I was scrolling for like 10 seconds and we're only at the E. We're going to type in here load units and move. Load units and move used for new. So let's click on that, and then we can actually select the units we want to load. It will take you to the editor or to the unit placer. Let's quickly switch to the unit placer real quick. Let's see, where is it? There you go. This is the unit placer. Here we can place some units. But since I have deleted everything, all of the units all the enemy units that were present in the map have been deleted. So we actually have to make some new ones. Well, let's make like 9 new enemies. And we'll quickly go to this guy. Hey, what's that? Is that Bada the Beast? Apparently Bada the Beast is present in this ROM as well. So let's just go to the Brigand class real quick. And this is also a little bit of unit placer. I'm not going in depth on the unit placer. But for now we're just going to put this Bada. Let's say we'll make him a level 5 enemy Brigand. And let's give him a hand axe. I'm gonna click on the item thing real quick, and we'll give him a hand axe, and we'll let him drop the hand axe as a reward for beating this chapter. So now we have 1 unit on the map, and we actually want more units on the map, of course. Let's say we want 2 pirates. We go over here real quick. We'll place a cutthroat over here, make it class dependent. That's probably one of the most important things to do. We'll give this one a steel axe, and then we gotta make him a pirate, of course. Let's take a look. Where's the there's the pirate. We make him a level 3 not moving pirate, and we'll make another pirate, and we'll put this pirate over here, and we'll give him a devil axe, because devil axes are hella funny. So now we have placed 2 enemies. Let's place a couple more. Let's say you wanted to take this route at the top. Let's place an enemy over there in one of the forests over here, or in between. Let's make this an archer. So we're gonna look for the archer real quick. There you go. We'll place this archer over here, and we need to give him a bow. So we'll give him an iron bow. Alright, and let's say we wanted another enemy like in this forest over here. Let's put a Brigand over there. Brigand is 41, so let's put a 41 class-dependent Brigand with an iron axe in this forest. And let's place a couple more Brigands all over the map. We're not going to be too heavy on the enemies. We do have to give him a little bit of different equipment though. This guy can actually move. I want that guy to move. I want this guy to move towards us. This guy should move towards us. What does Bada do? Bada actually also moves towards us, and that is bad. We don't want the boss to move. In standard Fire Emblem GBA, bosses don't really move. So we'll put another Brigand over here that doesn't move. Only if we get into his range, we'll give him a steel axe. And we'll place 2 more Brigands, like, say, over here, creating a choke point with a steel axe. And we'll make him move towards the enemy. And do the same thing at the bottom here. Place another Brigand. So we've actually placed a couple of enemies now. We'll copy this address over here. And we'll go back to the event condition menu. If we can quickly go to the event editor menu, that would be awesome. There we go. That's the event editor menu. Let's type this address in here. Let's copy paste, and as you can see, it has loaded the units. So this is the units. These units are being loaded right now. That is nice. So now we've loaded the enemy units. When you load the enemy units, you have to, of course, load the player units as well. So let's copy this, paste them over here, and let's double click on this and load this address, the player placement. And let's put it over here as well. And boom, there's the players. Now let's move let's see, where's Erica on the map? You won't be able to see it. We have loaded the player address. Let's go back to the unit placer. The player address is over there in just above Erica's name, with my portrait, by the way. You should load this for the player placement, but I was actually interested in the location where Erica is now. Oh, that's where she moves to. Let's make it so that she moves from the side of the map into the map. She is present at X20Y9. So let's go back to the unit placer after the event editor menu. What some Fire Emblem chapters do to focus attention on a character is they load the following command. Let's go to the command menu real quick. Let's see. Right. This is the command menu again, and we're going to type in display frame. We could do a glowing frame, but let's actually type in frame. We're not going to do a glowing frame. 4 frame seconds character is highlighted. We'll press that, and then we'll select the character Erica, and we'll select 1 second she's highlighted by the frame. And we'll say ignore and continue. And then we're actually going to load a conversation. Let's go conversation. I want to show you guys that I'm loading the conversation. So, right. Let's type in conversation. And there are actually a lot of conversations, as you can see. I always look at this dialogue thing. You have the conversation macro for conversation start command, blah, 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 blah. I'm going for this one, where it says background as well. And with that, we can actually select a background. Let's select this background, and let's insert real quick and go to the text editor and make ourselves a nice text, shall we? First save this, and then we'll go to the text editor. Boom, there's the text editor. We're going to close the commands window real quick. So that's the text editor. And the text editor, let's go all the way down and say like, well, we want our character Erica to stand in the right middle, right here. And then we're going to load our Seth character, our stupid little Seth, at the left side. And we're going to say like, oh no, Seth, look at all those pirates. And then we do new addition, so we get a new text, and then we'll go to Seth. I'm sorry, my lord. Don't worry about these commands I'm typing in. These commands all have a certain use. This 001F means that FE of the Game Boy, or FE8, the ROM, will skip this line, and it will manually skip, so you don't have to press a button to skip. It usually happens that the first part of the sentence is the 001F, and the second part is a 0003. And the 003 allows for pressing, for manually continuing the dialogue. So, I'm sorry, my lord, but there seem to be more brigands than pirates. Now, the sentence is a little bit too long, so we'll do, but there... Let's do this, and we'll we'll finish off the sentence nicely. The 003 means that we can manually continue. And then we'll do new addition. And we'll go back to myself and finish off this little conversation saying, oh, my bad. Anyway, let's go and dodge tank all of those all of those stupid dum-dums. I don't know what to type, so I'll just type something really stupid. And so now we've got a little conversation. We'll write to ROM, double click, and what will happen is it will take us to this little screen over here. We'll just press OK, and then it will say that we have loaded that. So now, oh wait, we gotta, actually it might be nice to first actually get another thing so that the camera moves towards Erica when she talks. So let's go do that. Command camera. Oh, my bad. Let's just show you the screen as well. There you go. So now we'll go and type in camera and move camera instantaneously to character, and let's say Erica. And blah 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 blah. Those are patches for when a character is not present. If they're not present, then the game will sort of soft lock. But we have, I don't have those patches installed, so the message keeps popping up. So let's write to ROM, and then we actually do the same thing, but then with the character Bada. Let's go to the character Bada real quick. Let's go to Bada and also highlight Bada. Let's do that as well and create a little bit of a conversation for Bada as well, because he's a major important character in this little ROM. So let's go over here, and we actually want to change, or we actually want to do a different command this time. Let's go conversation. Hold up, I gotta switch screens real quick. Alright, so now we have that command window open. Let's type in conversation, and let's do one without the background. So this one, the dialogue conversation macro for conversation start command, blah 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 blah, and let's insert it over here. Oh wait, let's do D for D, and let's double click on that, and then we're going to the text editor. Hold on, I'm going to the text editor. There you go. So now there's the text editor, and we'll make a little conversation for Bada. We'll say like character left middle, and well, I'm actually going to take, actually making it way quicker. So there you go. Let's say Bada, and let's say, what do they think they can stand up to Bata the Beast? This will be their last mistake. Form up the men. Surround them all. Oh, them all. Don't let a single one escape, which is a nice little Fire Emblem Radiant Dawn reference right there. So let's just click that and close this real quick. Then, boom. And let's change. So that is, what do they think they can stand up to Bada the Beast? And then we're going to start the chapter. So let's first take a look at if all of this works, and then we'll see if And then I'll go for the other conditions, other things you can do within Fire Emblem Builder. So these are actually the standard things, a couple of conversations, load units, and there's actually one more thing I actually want to do before we start the chapter. We could also say like, well, let's be nice to the player and give them an item. Oh, hey. Hello. Let's give them an item. Give item to character. And let's say like, well, we have like, why the hell is there no item? Give item to character. Let's select this one. We'll do me, and let's give myself, why don't we give myself a nice little shamshir, shall we? We give ourselves a nice little shamshir. Now, before I actually go and test this, I'm actually going to set the Shamshir's weapon level to... Oh, it's D. I guess I have weapon level D. We could always test that. So, now we're actually going to boot up the ROM. Oh, wait. Colm is in the water. Let me quickly move Colm out of the water. Let's put him over here. You won't see what I'm doing, but I'm actually putting Colm out of the water because otherwise he's getting himself in trouble. And let's not do that, shall we? So, let's boot up the ROM, and I'll quickly select the ROM here as well. So the battery has been loaded. Let's quickly go and restart the chapter, The Bandits of Borgo. This is the world map. Let's see, I do have weapon level D, right? Yeah, I do. So we can use the Shamshir in the following chapter. So these are all world map events. We didn't do anything about that. Let's see if it works, everyone. It could glitch out, but that would only be part of the fun. The Bandits of Borgo. Let's look. Oh no, Seth. There's no music. We could set music once we're going for the final part of this video. I'm going to set some music to get a little bit more of a feel. Oh no, Seth, look at all those pirates. I'm sorry, my lord, but there seem to be more brigands than pirates. Oh, my bad. Anyway, let's go and dodge tank all of those stupid dum-dums. I was out of inspiration, forgive me. And then the camera moves to Bada, and Bada says, "What? Do they think they can stand up to Bada the Beast? This will be their last mistake. Form up the men. Surround them all. Don't let a single one escape." And boom. And we get a Shamshir. And then the camera moves towards us. And we actually, as you can see, there's the lava we had talked about earlier. There's the lava weather. And we actually have our units placed in this neat little setup. The houses are currently not visitable. I'll make them visitable. And as you can see, we have our little enemies over here chilling. And Bada the Beast. So I'm actually going to make a little bit of a cut here. After we go for a little bit of gameplay. Due to the fact that I need to fix a couple of things before we can show off. Before I can truly continue the tutorial. Don't worry, it's not going to take that long. Because I will just edit all of that editing out. Don't worry. So, Ross is still a flying unit. Kind of. Alright, so let's keep it at this. And let's take a look at what the enemies do. Seems like a nice little chapter. They're still risen, by the way. This is all nice and stuff. Look, critical hits. There we go. But yeah, that is the part for now. I'm actually going to make a little cut here, and once I've edited the ROM enough, I'll come back. Alright, so now it's time to take a look at the conditions I was talking about all the damn time. These are, we'll cover a couple of conditions and everything in this tab. This is a very simple one to access, really. When you go to the main simple menu, you could easily go to just the start event, or like, let me show you real quick what I mean. Let's take a look. If we quickly look at this screen, how to access the menu I'm at right now, you just click one of these highlighted things, or you just click anything that is in here. The game over event is always present. The world map events always present as well. We'll just click the game over event real quick. For the rest, it doesn't really matter. Just go to that menu, and once you're there, you will see this. Now, we can actually create a ranged event, etc, etc. I'm going to cover the turn conditions, talk conditions, map objects, and always condition, which is also the range. All of the other stuff down here, I won't cover that. But for the rest, I will cover these top 4. So let's go to the turn conditions first. The turn conditions are most of the time usually always reinforcements, but they can also be used to create weather. So let's go to this extended list option and create a new one. And as you can see, it starts at turn 0. Let's make this start at turn like 4 and make it end at turn 6. So we press that, click on new event, and once we click on this, well, actually, I only have to take a look at the... Look, this is the new event of the turn condition. So as you can see here, it is completely empty. But we wanted to change the weather, right? So let's quickly go and... we're in the command menu right now. Hold up. I'm actually going to show this to you guys as well. Boom. There's the command menu. I actually wanted to get a little of a conversation in. So let's go to conversation. And... oh wait, we don't... we can actually start it at a turn. Doesn't matter when it ends. So let's go to the conversation. And without the background, let's double click that and go to the text editor real quick. You don't have to look at what I'm typing right now. Isn't really important. You will hear some sounds. Don't worry. Oh crap. No! Damn, I have deleted Bada's conversation thing. Oh well, I'll fix that in a couple of seconds. Don't worry, Bada will get his conversation back. Don't worry. Let's select this one. Quickly click over. You can see my mouse, by the way. It's pretty funny. Let's say Erica, and Erica says like, "Oh no, it's rain time." Let's just put it there, and then the rain starts coming. So let's double click on that. There you go. Boom. We're going to get that frame thing in as well. For shiny frames, whatever. Oh, hold on. For frames, characters, highlighted character, me, and then like 1 second. And then boom. Get this up there. And then we're going to change the weather into rain. Snow. Let's make it snow. That's fun. Boom. There you go. The event is edited right now. So when we go back to... Let's see. Where's the conditions menu? There you go. That's the conditions menu. You will see that at turn 4... Let's change this to 0. At turn 4, it will start snowing. We actually have to make a second command to make it stop snowing. So let's go make a new one. Change this to 4 real quick. Get a new event in and make this run at turn 6. So it snows for 2 turns. Then we're going to change the... You won't see this. Actually, I should show you guys. The commands menu. Yeah, weather change. Changing the weather into sunny weather. Boom. That is fixed. So now the weather has changed into sunny weather. Back to sunny weather again. That means that after 2 turns, the weather changes back to normal. So that is that. I actually got to make a small break again because I deleted Bada's little conversation. I'll be right back. Alright, so there's that. I've also added music a little bit, so there will be a little bit of music when we start the chapter. Not anything too special. Let's go to the talk condition. So this is actually used for the small conversations you can have between units, or they are used for recruitment, mostly for recruitment though. If you wanted a nice little conversation, you could edit that here. We could create one real quick. Let's say we wanted to extend list, create a whole new event. Boom, like that. We can select the first character and the second. Now the thing is, if you create one of these events and you want both characters, to talk to each other, then you actually gotta set this one from Erica to Garcia and from Garcia to Erica. You have to do that. So we're not going to do that now. We'll just create a conversation event real quick. Let's click on that. It is standard stuff. I'm not going to edit the text, just to show that it's possible to make characters talk to each other. And also be sure to set a temporary flag for this, otherwise these characters can keep talking to each other forever. We're going to say like temporary flag A or something, I don't know. Let's make it that. Nothing really special right there. The thing that is special is this. This is the visit village. You can make villages and treasure chests with these. Let's actually put the C's over here. Right, and let's change this treasure chest into a house. So what we do is we do visit village. We make that a visit village, and we'll make the event. The event needs to be changed. We need to make a new event. Let's say this event is. I'm going to for the standard event. Just give an item to the unit. Give item to active visiting unit. Let's give the player just a slim sword, just for hell's sake. And then we need a. We could execute a tile change. This is actually necessary. Otherwise, you can keep visiting the village over and over again. So tile, execute tile change, and let's make it tile change. Like, no, I want it to be this map. Very nice. Let's do tile change ID 3. I do not know if that's the right one, but we've now changed this into a. What the hell's happening? Visit village. Why is it so buggy up here? I don't know. Let's put that over here. This will be the village visited. Now I have no idea what is happening. We could also just do this. Copy the event over here and put it over here. It somehow is very buggy. I have no idea. Oh wait, I know why. Because this needs to be set to home. And then, there we go. It's not buggy anymore. Nice. We can also put the same event over here. Getting 2 villages with the same item. It's just to show that you can create a village. Now, you could also make doors, treasure chests, etc. with this. When you set one of these map objects, you always need to have a tile change, because otherwise the player can keep visiting the villages, keep opening the doors, but nothing happens, and it can keep opening the treasure chest and farm the item inside unlimited times. If you guys want me to make a tutorial about treasure chests and villages, etc., you could ask me anytime, if it's still unclear how that works. So we've now set map objects. Let's go to the final one, which is the always condition. Now you can actually do some really fun stuff with this. Let's change this to number 2. And let's make a range condition. Range condition, let's go create a new event. And we can make a sort of a square box that if you get in that square box, you will trigger the event. Let's say it's when you get over here, when you when you enter that area, something will happen. Let's write to ROM. This is the range we have set. If you enter this vertical line, then the event will take place. So let's go to the event editor real quick. I really want to show you guys this event editor though. Boom. There you go. Let's enter the command. Let's say frame, display frame, shiny frames, and then let's say like 48, I think. Yeah, that's beta. And let's do for like so much. And let's say conversation. And let's create another conversation for beta and give him another event. Boom. And let's give him a new conversation. Let's say like 3408. That's the amount of conversations we have in the game. Let's create beta who says, hold up, I gotta find Bada's portrait in the conversation thing. Alright, you won't see anything of this, but Bada says like, holy moly, they made it this far. Here, have my axe. And then he says, you fool, that was a trap. And then we're going to do something really cool. Something that is also present in Fire Emblem 8 as well. Ranged reinforcements. Now let's do this, and let's give item to character. Let's give a, let's say 22 poison axe to me. And then we actually want to turn off or disable flag off, and let's say like temporary flag number 27. There you go. That flag will be turned off. Now this is the event. This is the event, the ranged event. But actually, I wanted to change something else, because you can do this ranged event. You can do something pretty cool with this ranged event. Let's go back to the turn conditions and create another turn condition saying 5 out of whatever. And let's set this to 0 to 255. Run this on player turn, enemy reinforcement, but set as completion flag. We gotta set temporary flag number 27. We gotta turn this flag on at the beginning of the chapter to do something very awesome. So now, when we select this event, let's quickly go select this event and show you the window. We can actually make reinforcements that trigger once you get inside that little... What's the event editor? There. We can make reinforcements that trigger when you enter that area. They trigger the next turn. So there are always reinforcements coming when you enter that area. That is also what happens in chapter like 2 or chapter 1 in vanilla FE8. When Erica enters a certain area, then the reinforcements will come from behind, and they will always trigger once Erica is in that certain area. So let's create a couple of new reinforcements. Let's say 3, and it will be brigands that come from the Devil Axe Pirates. Let's make it Devil Axe Pirates, everyone. These Devil Axe Pirates, they come from the bottom of the map. And they are like, ho, 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 we're pirates. And we have come to destroy you. And let's not make them drop their devil axes. That would be pretty stupid. We don't need a devil axe. Who uses devil axes? Anyway, who does that? Let's like insert real quick. You won't see this. This is off screen. Don't worry. I'm not destroying the ROM or anything off screen. You're not missing out on much. I'm just placing generic enemies with no real interesting stuff. Alright, so we have created the enemies, and let's make this turn condition load them. It may be a little bit hard to understand what I'm meaning by those reinforcements triggered by range, but I will, when we go play the game, I'll show you what they do. So let's go back to the conditions, and let's move to the what was it called again? The start event. Let's go to start event, open it up, go to the event editor. That's the last part we need to do, and then we got to, and oh yeah, you can change the background music over here. We gotta set flag 27. We gotta turn that on, because otherwise these reinforcements would spawn right away, and that's not what we want. So we set it over here, so when we enter that little area that I have highlighted, when we enter the little area that I have highlighted over here, at any point in the chapter, those brigand reinforcements, or those pirate reinforcements, these ones will spawn. These ones will spawn when we enter that little area over here, with any character. So that is that. Now let's actually boot up the ROM and look if what we have created actually works. So let's go restart the chapter. Quickly press the start button and see if our generic chapter works. This is a very long tutorial, and the music works at least. Oh no, Seth! Look at all those pirates! I'm sorry, my lord, but there seem to be more brigands than pirates. Oh, my bad. Anyway, let's go and dodge tank all of those stupid dum-dums. What? They think that they can stand up to Bada the Beast? This is the last mistake they will ever make. Form up the men, surround them all. Don't let a single one escape. And we got the Shamshir on myself. If correct, we are able to visit the village over here. I was right. So let's visit the village with Garcia, and as you can see, there's no conversation, anything. That is because, I haven't set that. You could set a little nice conversation for visiting the village, but I haven't set that, so we just get the weapon right away. And actually, the tile change was correct. I actually just randomly guessed the tile change, and number 3 was actually correct, so that's nice, I guess. Let's go play the chapter normally. There we go. Nice one, Seth. Let's move me up here with the rapier. Franz, let's put you over here. There's a huge thing with Gilliam in chapter 2 and 3. He has no axe nor sword, so that makes it so that he's completely worthless because he can't retaliate. Or he can't hit reliably, and that makes him pretty bad. Alright, so that's the first turn. Let's see what happens now. Aha! The cutthroat moves in. This is pretty boring to watch. Aha, Colm has spawned. Colm, what the hell? Very nice. Villages apparently can destroy thieves. Any character with a certain AI set can destroy villages, but there's no tile set, so Colm will keep trying to destroy that village. Stupid Colm. That was just very stupid of you. There we go. Nice one, Garcia. Thanks for missing. That's not good. This is pretty bad. Let's summon a Phantom real quick and get rid of this guy. There you go. Nice going, Mr. Phantom. Let's place Ross over here with the Dragonstone. There you have my nice little animation again. Alright, so let's end the turn. Colm is most likely going to attack the village again, as you saw right there. Alright, let's Shamshir this guy. There you go. Nice one. Holy shit, my speed is high, man. Aha, and as you can hear, the near victory music plays because there are only 3 enemies left on the map. Pretty nice. So let's trigger that ranged event I was talking about by moving Franz in the ranged area. Holy moly! They made it this far. Here, have my axe. You fool. That was a trap. We get the poison axe. But next turn the enemies will spawn. That was the whole trap gimmick. Let's put Ross over there. And let's move Naomi towards Colm so we can still recruit Colm. Hello. Nice dodge animation. Oh no! It's rain time! Oh wow, snow and fire? What is this? Oh, the fire's... Uh-oh, the ROM is bugging a little bit. And as you can see, these guys spawned this turn, so there's no bullshit. You can prepare for that. So let's see. Let's put Franz in the forest. Oh, it's snow, of course. So let's put Franz over here and make Ross... Let Ross make his way over there as well. Haha! Did that guy just backfire on a 27% hit? Ridiculous. So in a couple of turns, the rain should be over, or the fog or snow, whatever. Yeah, it's over now. Oh no! Shit, it keeps triggering! We keep getting poison axes, everyone. Uh-oh. And there you go, the reinforcements are back. So we should not cross the line with any more characters, otherwise we keep getting poison axes. You actually gotta turn off the flag after that. You take a look at how that works. I made a little mistake. I have to turn off the event after that. Now it's an unlimited farm. So now let's recruit Colm. I totally forgot to talk with Garcia, with Erica. But screw that. We're now going to end the chapter. Alright, let's see. Bada isn't that scary. Let's just do this. You think you can stand up to Bada the Beast? It seems like you underestimate me. Big mistake. Boom. And there we go. Bada the Beast is down. We got a hand axe. And now we actually have won. So, rout the enemy was the whole gimmick. That is actually the tutorial. All the basics. And maybe a little bit more than just the basics of creating your own chapter. I hope you enjoyed. This was a very long video to make. I'm totally tired right now. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to smash the thumbs up button. And don't forget to subscribe to learn more about FEBuilder and see more tutorials. If you have anything you want to know next, leave it down in the comments below. Holy damn, this was a pretty darn long and a pretty messy tutorial as well. This is probably the most messy tutorial I've ever made. Anyway, that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope to see you back at another tutorial or a different video, whatever. See you guys then.